All right, let's look at the respiratory system, chapter 19. um, let's just jump right to our understanding words section. Alveole, a small cavity. Um, you are more likely to have heard the plural version of this word, alveolus. You've probably heard alveoli, which are the microscopic air sacs in the lungs. Um, some people mispronounce it as alveoli, which sounds more like something you would buy from Chef Boyardee. Your bronch refers to a windpipe, so a bronchus is a primary branch of the trachea. You may have heard of bronchitis when the windpipes, and again, usually when we say windpipe, we refer to the trachea, but when the trachea splits off or branches off to go to the two lungs, those primary branches are technically the bronchi. Carcin refers to spreading sore. So carcinoma is a type of cancer. Things that cause cancer are called carcinogens. Ogen, again, meaning produces, creates, gives rise to. The carina, some pronounce it carina, a ridge of cartilage separating the left and right bronchi, coming with that root there of carin, like a keel, the edge on the bottom of a boat. Cric, a ring. You have a cricoid cartilage, which is a ring-shaped mass of cartilage at the base of the larynx. Epi means upon. I believe we've talked about that before. We will see the epiglottis, which is a flat-like structure that partially covers the opening into the larynx, which is called the glottis. So it's upon the glottis. We looked at that briefly in the digestive chapter. Exhale, breathing out. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. Heme refers to blood. We've already talked about hemoglobin being the pigment that's in our red blood cells, and I think everybody knows what inhale is as well. The phrenic nerve, phren has to do with the diaphragm, so it is the nerve associated with the cervical plexuses that stimulates muscle fibers in the diaphragm. And a tuber is a swelling. So tuberculosis is an infectious disease where fibrous masses form in the lungs. All right. For the overview, if asked what respiration means, you would probably just say breathing. A respiratory therapist aids patients with breathing problems, and that's partly correct, but it's not everything. Respiration actually refers to how an organism acquires energy. Oxygen is essential for energy production, and carbon dioxide is the byproduct of the process and gets expelled. So, respiratory system is custom built to obtain oxygen and remove carbon dioxide. It includes the tubes that transport air in and out of the lungs, the microscopic air sacs in the lungs called alveoli, where the gases get exchanged. The respiratory system also removes particles from the incoming air, helps control temperature and water content of the air. It produces vocal sounds and participates in the senses of smell, or the sense of smell and regulation of pH of the blood. And although it is a continual process, or really a cycle, we recognize several stages of respiration that require an intimate relationship with the cardiovascular system. So external respiration includes ventilation, which is just a fancy word for breathing. This allows for an exchange of gases between the lungs and the air. Then there's internal respiration, which is the transport of the gases in the blood and subsequent exchange between all the body cells. Then there's that part that you were tortured with back in Biology 103, the cellular respiration, which occurs, mainly in the mitochondria. and that's where oxygen is actually used in the mitochondria in making ATP. So glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport chain, all of that stuff. That's cellular respiration. All right. Okay, we should know that already. Aerobic reactions produce carbon dioxide, and it combines with water and forms carbonic acid, and that helps to regulate pH of the blood. Too much CO2 will lower the pH of your blood and compromise or throw off homeostasis. The respiratory system provides both oxygen for aerobic reactions and eliminates CO2 at the appropriate rate to maintain pH. We'll come back and we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Let's see, I don't remember how long this next section is. It's the review of the organs. Let me take a quick look here. This may need to be its own video. Yeah, I'm going to stop right here and dedicate a video to this next section.